Hey everybody, it's Henry Steele, and today is Monday, February 19th, 2024. Today's President's Day, so the U.S. market, is not open. But I do have the S&P 500 5-minute chart here, actually the cash market, as the background to this video. Now the purpose of this video is to talk about building a trading plan, starting to build a trading plan so that we can utilize that trading plan on some live charts in the future weeks here and see how well it works so that we can get some examples of how to put together a simple trading plan and then kind of evolve it over time to improve it. So if you remember several videos ago, I had the trading plan. I talked about trading plan and how to build it, basically which markets to trade, which systems are we going to use to trade the market, which time frame are we going to trade, which could be, that information could be housed in the system. Doesn't necessarily have to be talked about separately. How to define the risk for each trade, recording each trade, whether we actually record the trade as in like a screen capture, recording it as a video, or if we record it in a spreadsheet or something along those lines. Also, the reviewing of each trade to make sure that we understand what happened at the end of the trade, whether it was good or bad. We need to understand why what happened to the best of our abilities. We also need to remember that trading like a business is absolutely necessary if you want to be successful and make that the way that you make money, make it your living, so to speak. And of course, more information is better for the most part when recording the information about your trades. So let's start building our trading plan. Or I should say my trading plan that you guys can watch me do. And I'm just going to keep this one very simple. First question is which markets to trade? Well, the markets to trade, the only market I'll be trading is the S&P 500, and I won't technically be trading it. I'm just going to show examples in the form of the current contract of the futures market, currently the March contract. So whenever a contract rolls over, then we'll go with the most up-to-date contract, obviously. And I'll be using the micro futures contract because I think that's where most people are going to start trading, with a micro contract in the futures, whether it be S&P, gold, or oil, whatever it might be. I think the majority of people are going to be trading the micro contracts. So there can be slight differences in the charts, but for the most part, they're going to look almost exactly identical. But I will be using the future market, and I will be using the micro contract of the S&P 500, and I'll be using the most current, up-to-date, most fluid contract. Now the system to be used, well, I'm going to talk about the system in the next video later on in this week, and I'll define that system in that future video. But it's going to be based on support and resistance. Since we've been looking at support and resistance in the past few videos, we're going to look at that and try and build a system of some kind off of just simple support and resistance to keep it to a simple system. The time frame, we'll start with the 5-minute time frame, and after some testing we may change to a different time frame or add another time frame in addition to the 5-minute time frame to our trading plan or our system that we're going to be using. But for the most part, at least for the starting, we'll be using the 5-minute chart in the time frame to be making our trades from. Now, one of the absolute most important parts of a trading plan is how we're going to define our risk. And in keeping things simple, I just have risk will be defined as the following. We're only going to trade a single contract at a time. As the theoretical account grows, if it does grow from our trading plan and our system, then over time we can adjust that part of the trading plan to trade maybe 2 contracts and then 3 contracts, something like that. But for the beginning, without question, without fail, trade only a single contract at a time. Also, we have to make sure that a target for profit is given in the trading system so that we can keep the stop loss to 100% of that target or less. So in other words, just as an example, if our target is 10 S&P 500 points away, then our stop loss cannot be more than 10 S&P 500 points away. Hopefully that makes sense. Doing that will result in a 1-to-1 profit to loss margin, the ratio, I should say, or better. So in other words, if we're able to, if we have that 10-point target for profit, but we're able to put our stop loss at 5 points away, then that means we have a 2-to-1 profit to loss ratio in effect. So that's how we're going to currently define our risk, is making sure that we only trade one contract so we know how much margin we need in our account, and that our stop loss can never be more than our profit target, so that if we lose a trade, we're not going to lose more than we would have made if we won the trade. And if at all possible, we're going to keep that profit to loss ratio better than 1-to-1, but it can never go worse than 1-to-1. Now, recording each trade, we're going to create a spreadsheet to keep track of the trades. Now, the spreadsheet, we're not going to actually create that until after the system is created, so that we can know all the types of information that we can record in the spreadsheet. So once the system is devised, then the recording of the information from the trading spreadsheet can be created. And then once that spreadsheet is created, obviously we'll use it for our trading each trade. And I will record each trade after the execution of the trade, meaning if I make a trade, I execute the trade, and then I close the trade, I'm going to record the information. And in another important piece of information at this point in time, in regards to recording each trade, is that we won't take a new trade until we've recorded the most recent closed trade. So we're not going to just jump in the market, jump out of the market, jump in the market, jump out of the market. We're going to get into a trade according to our system. We're going to record what happens, and then we're going to do the next step, which I'm about to show you, and then we'll get into another trade if the opportunity is presented to us through our system. Now, reviewing each trade, after we record each trade in the spreadsheet, we're going to review the trade. We're going to take note if the trade was a winner or a loser, obviously. We're also going to note if entering the trade was in line with the trading system. In other words, we're going to make sure that getting into that trade, we followed the rules of our system, instead of maybe massaging the system a little bit in the moment to make a trade happen when maybe it shouldn't have. If we have a losing trade, we're going to determine if the loss was due to my not following the rules, or if the market behaved in a way that was outside of the expectations of the system. In other words, we're going to make sure that we're following the rules. And if there was a loss, we have to make sure, did I follow the rules? Okay, yes, I did follow the rules. So that means the loss was due to the market behaving in a way that the system didn't expect it to. So this is, as of right now, our simple trading plan. It's very simple, but it gives us enough information to start working with. In the next video, which is going to come out later in the week, we're going to look at the system. We're going to develop a very simple support and resistance trading system of some kind that can be plugged into this trading plan. And then we're going to go from there and look at how to build a spreadsheet and put all the information into the spreadsheet that we want to record from trading with that system. After that, we're actually going to start looking at live markets and see how well the system actually does. If the system does well, we're going to see if we can tweak it somehow and make it even better. If the system doesn't do well, we're going to determine whether or not we just need to absolutely scrap the system completely, or if there's a way to make the system good enough to make it profitable for us. So that's what's going on with the trading plan as of this video. I want to remind everybody that if there's a video you're looking for on this channel, this YouTube channel of mine, and you can't find it, it's been moved to my new YouTube channel, which is Henry Steele Classics, and I'll leave a link to that in the description of this video.